CK, it's so great to talk to you. Dear friend of Games Forum. For those who don't know, CK, CEO and co-founder of Kooapps, and so great to have a one-on-one chat. I was thinking about this. So we've done a podcast, you've done some written stuff for us, but I've never actually had a chance to talk to you one-on-one for an interview. So this is really great.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here.
So we are at Games Forum San Francisco, and I had a few questions for you. So obviously, for those who don't know, Kooapps has reached, I think it was a 450 million download mark a few years ago. That's probably increased by now, but I wanted to ask you, what makes you guys so applicable universally? What is it that makes you a hit in so many countries?
Yeah, for sure. And we hit 450 million a few years ago. We're actually 1 billion now.
Wow.
It's just been really exciting thanks to Snake.io continuing to grow.
Incredible.
And then also Piano Tels is a huge brand for us. And so I think it's when we make games, we don't target a specific audience. We want to make games that are universally loved, all ages, all gender, all culture, and that is how we prototype games as well. Like when we prototype games and launch it in soft launch, we don't do like, in-app purchase-based targeting or, specific, targeting on the UA side that then skews the audience that you have.
Right.
We just do general CPI campaigns. And so with general no targeting, like this game mechanic should stand on its own and everyone should have fun and everyone should love it. And that's really like how we gate like all of our new game launches. And so because of that, I think we're then able to, create games that are more universally loved. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. So we can't obviously have this conversation without touching on AI at least once. So AI and sort of user-generated content, how are you guys sort of leveraging this at Kooapps? What are you doing within these spaces?
Yeah. AI, we're very excited about. We're keeping really close tabs in. For example, like we use Cursor when we're coding, and it's really cool. Like it does all the code reviews. And then tells you like, hey, you should change your code this way, change your code that way. And you're like, check, X, check.
Right.
So that's been pretty cool. We use AI also for content moderation. And so in our games, there's players that, create usernames and that's shared. And we want to make sure that it's safe and appropriate for all ages and all languages and all cultures. In the past, we've been able to do that, for English, Chinese, and maybe Filipino, but not for like a lot of languages that we just don't know. But with AI, we're now able to do it for 10 languages.
Wow.
And it's really, really cool. So we send all the usernames to 2 language models, one from Facebook Llama, and then one from Google Gemma. And then they both vote on it. And if they both say, yeah, safe, good to go, then we whitelist it. Wow. And then if they both say no thumbs down, and then we then ghost it. So the player can still see their own username, but other people will then see like a default username, like player123. And then if they have, if they disagree, then it goes to a human label. So like it's been awesome for...
That's huge.
Yeah. And then this is all real time, right? Like it used to be, our team have to manually do it. And
I was going to say, did it used to be like a person that would have to do that? Like translate, I guess,
Yeah. It used to be like, we only do a couple languages, and then if we got complaints, we'd have to manually check it, or if it's a language we don't know, or if we Google Translate, we're like, wait, this is fine, we don't get it.
Yeah.
We'd have to like hire on Upwork, it'd take 2 or 3 days, and all of that was just like not scalable. Whereas now we have like a real-time system that's continuing to improve as all of big tech, produces more open source models and stuff. We can just like host it, and so that's been really cool. We're thinking about like using AI to create like UA videos. I think a lot of people have been trying that. No success there yet, but we're testing. But yeah, we're really excited about AI. Yeah.
Amazing. So, and when it comes to, I kind of want to know your thought process when it comes to making games with Kooapps. So, data and creativity. I feel like there's this kind of pull back and forth. So, you might have this really amazing creative idea, but where does data come into this, and how do you sort of balance that? What is the balancing act between those two things when, conceptualizing a game, thinking of a game, making a game?
Yeah, for sure. It has to be a really good balance. And the way we balance it, it's kind of like a ping pong. So we start with creative first. Our game design team, I tell them like, hey, you can make whatever game you want. Just make sure it's fun, unique, new, people love it. And then once it does well, then we're the next stage where we do measure the data. And then we measure day 1 ROAS, day 1 retention. And then after that, we then go, okay, now that this game is on the next stage, like we now want to redesign all the art and make it AAA, and make it very, very polished, AAA art, beautiful art. And then after that, we then measure data again. And so it's like a very sort of
Back and forth,
like back and forth, that then makes sure that we have the right balance.
Right.
I think if you make it like a gate, then inevitably, one side then, there's suboptimal there and all that. Whereas for us, it's more very close collaboration.
One feeds the other.
Exactly, yeah. And they sit next to each other
Right.
in the office, so yeah.
And final question for you here, CK. For those who don't know, CK used to teach web development, which is so interesting.
Yeah.
So you're first and foremost sort of a teacher.
Yes.
How does that sort of, because I'm, once a teacher, always a teacher, you're kind of always in that mentality.
Yeah.
So how does that inform how you create games, how you manage the company? How does that sort of web development inform or encourage what you do now?
Yeah. I taught at UW for 5 years, 2013 to 18. I taught a senior level programming class, server-side web development. I think the main influence from my teaching is like how to spark like curiosity.
Yeah.
And so really asking questions like, have we thought about this? Have we thought about that? Let's, think more, let's experiment more. I think that's like a very sort of college sort of like environment.
Yeah.
And so I think that has influenced a lot of how our company works and and how we think about things. We're very experimental. We're very curious. And I do think mobile gaming, is very crowded. It moves really quickly. Every year mobile feels like 5 years on console PC, right? It's very, very fast paced. And and I think the curiosity was what keeps us going.
Amazing stuff, CK. 1 billion downloads. That is so fantastic. We can't wait to see what you guys do next.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.